And you say a year Gabby Asare Darko. Na 8 years of MPP na man for friend God God. A year Gabby Darko. Now I say John Mahama is the most prepared president in Ghana's history. We every Gabby Asare Darko.
Yeah, I think sir, I agree with him to certain extent. And Dr. Rose says when the reality are done on you, sometimes you have no other option than to trigger your inner conscience just to accept the realities. Then that's for very often, across the political divide, you don't hear some of these things. But I think the way a man under the John Mahama 2.0, things are unfolding. You could see clearly say nature and preparedness. And I click it in, I work it to ensure say things will work. Because I'm sure say John Mahama and Ankasa cry a bit surprised that the rate at which and Nema unfolding suddenly things seem to be working the way okay, not Ghana for a pair. So for me, I agree with him because you see the entire Nema Ekoya eye we nwanwa eye your friend is Gabby nwanwa nese. Unse John Mahama has been president before. And Dr. Ren, being president before, oba expectations are high. Niama bi ha uhu bi da obedru ha. Mekai is it George Bush or you swear you in as an American president? Most of the secret na se for my be expose you to one where ha we tiba pile by 1 week. Some research be a cost behind the scenes and then as for government project. Just a near money be and one casano will shake you off. But this is a person, he has been president before. Our pass it through all Sanema way exposure be until never be a baby and your surprise man. So one lose power quite in China. As any normal person be you prepare yourself well because there is nothing like surprise so far as a president is president is concerned. When it comes to decision making, why be pen, winning the old take ya echo ye, winning the old take ya uncle ye, and wanya a quenya better chain, a very asuya near my echo ye the uncle. So when you're coming back as a president again, clearly no, you could see that you are fully prepared. That is why I keep telling you, sir, Ghanaians will not tolerate or accept failure from Mahama. Because he is the only president when your opportunity to be president before. Wakwatana change now we're back. And in recent times, I think only Donald Trump and Hobia. What me in recent times, but me I say when you have that kind of exposure and also when you kind of experience, So when you take the rail as president, you have enough time to prepare yourself. On one kasa taking the note. Unfortunately, after 8 years in Akufo-Addo buy, there were a lot of mistakes. Some decisions Akufo-Addo government making, it didn't make sense. The outcome, and John Mahama tifi, may assure us I near way, was senior decision. They will take care about wow. They will take care wow. The offer we will say some of the choices that you need to make, those you need to avoid. Then I say for them, I think that it is only right and appropriate, sir. Obe make it the best out of this time. Because last time na Obi me catch Obi say whether John Mahama will be the best president or the worst president of Ghana, that is solely up to him. And Ghana Nibia because he's lucky enough to be president before. Nearman wa formu peng and wa back was saying kwenya. Akwa say ya benze wa wuni assigned wa basa so say ya ma second chance be ba obere ye na sign bra back. Dr. Ren or mess it up, that is up to you. You understand? So I think that Anunti and Gabby Hunisa and yes, he's just saying it. The way a manner things are going, for instance, CD dollar, maybe a the uncertainty, the turbulence on the Ghanaian economic space within the period of 4 months. Look at the turnaround that CD now enjoy. It's unprecedented because very often it's a CD air drop here and drop it at this sharp rate. You see some level of way be go about wine and sun, but all of a sudden there has been a sharp drop, and then unfortunately no quite international markets, and you could see say petrol in the phone man and a boy a cosuri. There has been a sharp decline from $100 per barrel to over bare 64. Maybe in the coming days, in the Israel, your friend is saying Iran, and a be impacted on it. But the question is, to what extent and a be impacted? You understand? So you could see, there are a number of things that are coming to play. Buama, the vision, the larger plan of John Mahama account for the people of this country, you know, go play out. And for me, that was this is a government. It can't be 100% perfect. But if you want to be very honest and objective, now share the past administration, how things have gone in the past. Now share what has happened. Now we are going to near. That's a what lose hope. I'm sure, sir, you have certain hope and hope, sir, things will go. It's not about the dollar dropping. It's not about this. It is about a larger, sustainable policy planner in the longer term. You know, you say indeed we've been able to stabilize the economy in the long-term run. Or these are the dividends. Ghana and debating a predict a businessman can sit here and make 6 months projection when he knows that the dollar will be very stable. You understand? But when those uncertainties and then as for a back on here. It throw the economy off bar. For instance, me call China kofa nema, me ba me nim say me be draw $1 and be say and I say be say. So I have to say me raise my price. Say be I make me cover in case the dollar. These are things that affect everything. So I think say it's too early to be saying say government, you know, yes, things are positive, but I'm looking at the long term. How are all these Niamana Yehuno can be sustained in the long term? For me, that's my priority because Ghana for no winning more mono. Say that's a China. That's $1 and I'm 15 cities. Among Kaida, said Mahama about 10 cities. I'm telling you, they will never among Kaida, sa petrol, a time came a drop it from 17 to 10 cities. Ghana for Nasana yet here. We enjoy the moment. We don't care how you do it. So as a government, as a strategic person, you know, when there's a who how to play your card now we are name ye sebaya in a longer term no city sustainability and other economic gains in Ghana for ye no a bit me spreading a significant impact on the economic fortunes of this country and on the welfare of the people of this country. Ghana for be than say indeed John Mahama ba ye near ye different from what we experience under Akufo-Addo. And for me 6 months, even though it's too short a time. But if you look at the significant gain a minor to me within this software, I don't see it quite shocking and surprising. But my only hope is that we can sustain this in the longer term. That means that government will have to roll in certain plans and initiatives. In the last time, I may not have a conversation about this idea of building a new city. And for me, I think that is quite unnecessary. We just need to know how do we invest these monies so when outcome not bad. And I say you're investing in other things and never for now, no. I think that the focus should be on industrialization. Government, every penny must go into industries. Now you invest heavily. Now you're making sure say young people will get job. We cut down exports. $dollars and for the corner. Now commodities kakrana ya wana ya cotton si beti menye sika like gold board ni gold or motor. Some dividend are coming. Your friends say Cocoa Board doing the same thing, and several other timber and as for you see turn attention to these areas. Now, say we can equally do a timber board. That timber board no will also ensure say we don't sell timber outside government. Your friends say government realm. Now, any natural resources be on mine will be no avenue I never carbon tiakoton one. That is government. Sasikano bar. You bet me account for it. Sanyama way the initiative, you bet me amboa, ama economy na grow. And there, Quabrani question would have moved timber, not the faculty quants, not the court, because there are other avenues you can sell. China for habitual rules would know with the glue, no with the court. So, government, it make criminalize all these things. They make sure so we can be buying at the top, just like gold, just like your friend saying, your friends are cocoa.
As someone who came 2020, the Chinese furniture industry. Mahama may keep profit of $50 billion.
Yes, and you see this,
and we have a country where you're correct from you timber the core. Meanwhile, yes. We can add value and even supply other countries with furnitures, anything to do with Abia, akunya, empa, whatever, kitchen cabinet, and all those things. we politicians will pride themselves say yakwa China, yakwa krampa, and it cost us $150,000. You hear a whole MP or no shembra no to the joy in the near just wakotompa. Meanwhile, the rosewood furniture and rosewood eduano, Ghana haya you try and they call China and they akwa yempano or they teswono. And like you say, we should not just leave the timber industry just for other people. See, you could train no free or down. Ni fan betu a trailer so ni fan shepunko. Yenya no te said ye gold body ni cocoa body di. Senya you will get a year friend is saying proper revenue from this particular industry.
Yes, and I think that for me, see it me yes, you see, apart from Adam Valley, Adam Valley is another discussion. Said the yes, can furniture when we cut down some of the things we import and from Turkey, and this money goes to them. Now,
maybe I could know Turkey.
Oh yes, it's most of the new doors now about money from Turkey. Ghana never catch us and be use Turkish door. Not just a scanner no.
And the joy I still say I don't know whether is it something to do with inferiority complex, low self-esteem, and
yes. A low self-esteem. That be a catcher as you see as a nipa that's a new far who see her. Now you don't believe, you don't have confidence in yourself. You think that when your iPhone 16 I'm the chra, I bet add value to me. Like me that Porsche car, I bet add value to me. Yes, I'm for whom here. So the whole mentality is how people see me. But so when if you have full confidence in yourself, you don't need say what the iPhone better and now with the Ferrari better and now say about parody those cars. Yeah, they are good. There are people who like those luxuries to make them happy and so forth. But there are some people they just do it just to add value to themselves because within them, they are broken. They don't feel important. And the person feels external addition to the life, no matter feel big. And most of the black people know when you see car, I'm on here winning because I don't want whether your cars are I can see it. Now America, now to America. Dear Baya and Avatar, you have a Brunino or a car mentor, China and a bit in China. But these are things because of low self-esteem, and you'll be but majority, a low self-esteem. Obagana had the same thing. They just want to attach something, office and a value to himself.
So they say we want to be revered through a year brands, a year fashion, through a year some names be into Mamin Enshe Gucci, Louis Vuitton, so that I will feel important.
Yeah. Nipa and America said dependent on scenario in this situation, but Nipa nibi or her. Adena Oyen and that portion belongs to a significant number of people. That makes sense. For instance, most of the Maya social media phone to Uhuna. Yada filters I social media and video we Uhuna. I say Queen Elizabeth, the second daughter. But we didn't chico. Dr. Ren, we nya daji dio be a chico ura a fear of free I have signed pana over woman. So these are things that attach. And I'm saying we want to show. You understand? If you don't have and you get her, you want to play that supremacy. Your friends say card, I'm better than that kind of mentality. I'm better than Dr. Red. No China. And who you want to be? Mom call you catcher or mom buy in the middle. That kind of competition, that kind of is there. That black people very often. These are some of the
do you know who I am? With him time I'm a baha. Who bad that bay?
Yes. Nanka what sort of flu kruma control be mine so don't nanka way. Your father say
achievement. Some of them about first. A country where those days were forced to come, and they the younger son here appreciate, but no see by and so unim time I'm a baha, unim share. Uba had a bay.
By 30 years in the end then. So I think that that kind of inferiority complex, and Okoto China, Okoto Turkish door nebo, a video there and be feeling important. Those things are there, but I think that you see, so I might need a serious now introduce those radical measures now that are a bit me up why Ama on my no, you see a training among for Tibet and so forth. So at the regional basis, can't we say carpentry school, say carpentry whatever. We are secondary schools are holding most of them we can give it to them as contract. I bet me employ a larger number of young people. Every year, we are more year for schools and then as a form of more payment air supply school uniform. Mom for and as a form. I do my better to be creative. By a bet and a half of uniform from China and no crowd a minimum pam and son of Modiaba. Yaba never come or school for no. But
it as someone okay. It is a would me tell ye dear. Yankasan ye ho bro because said ya okay enka emrante no be wie SSC and now be wie JSSC obetene fie. Enka this is the time wa ebeka so okay obi obetene fie 8 months and san wako SS. Yempe so be ideal ninti no. Yemma modia na yempe ebia the police system no. Na omun training all these enkra omutifie ebia through a year friend is saying tailoring and I say be a hairdressing something at least a bit me occupy warm to give them some skills. The onusu we SS I will train him 2 years. I'll bet if you know and can at least no yem funding go through a year the technical system no nan kebi omu yem kunya omu ye welding this and your mano to help even to build bridges and other stuff. And kebane sa kebet me aboyama ye development ni yetime to tentem.
Oh yes, I think over the weekend I had a discussion with some way lecture about the education in Ghana, how our system. You see, the whole concept of education, teaching more than Okroma, a theoretical base. I was zero recognition for practicals. And the amount for theory book, you know, I read about good, you know, they are passing a certificate. But Nipa Warrior School cannot use in the hand to do anything. So my proposal has always been that at the heart of our educational system, let us slip in some skill-oriented courses. It doesn't matter who you are, whether we a doctor, now we are fine, we a school, no. Now we to one side baby, aside theoretical way now we know.
We do me funny a year joke be. Okay. Years ago na eja me a year me partner that time na eja obesi me worry no. Na ye call baby na osi o minkuja no ye ko he ye ko IKEA na okoto nneoma bi na nneoma na okoto na say na ye de be fi ni ehihye minsu minnim na ababa we ya ba na osi o membo an ye chirem so na so we dey say a free carpenter no be o say hwe when a free carpenter do you have the amount of money to pay for so and so carpenter na that time no bob one am say now we dey say £200 we dey me ametimi atena on yangasa yeah, but because I have very little knowledge, you know, and you know, I was struggling, but then I had to go through the manual system, you know, to say, even in a way, certain things we are what you don't need anybody to come to assist you. Say, one person is away.
Yes, and then call Europe. Most of the school at the basic level, they teach them how to resuscitate, how to give first aid to a dying person at the early stage when you're nurse, but they teach you those things. Those Red Cross Society as for go to schools, and some of the schools do not have these systems in place. I bet you and I'm not teaching that or to me how bet me ube save through those your friends saying
first aid
resuscitation your friends saying mechanisms na available no. But Kromano we need to try the phone be ambulance no.
And now we free President Akufo-Addo the last a speech he ready a tour.
So you see, I think that the whole system is skewed. That if we are resetting, we just need to look beyond some of these usual things. Now you delve deeper into some of the deficiencies now. Your system, because you see, I've always preached that there must be a direct link between education and the job that is available in your country. Here, there is a huge gap. Because if you go to most of the universities, the tertiary, some of the things people learn, any direct link with jobs that are available here, there is no link.
There are some courses we are not those days kivas. Maminchi na naso OTA. Then they come omotifie. The only way ni suggest onya kwan no tu kwan ba bru chance na sa eyeni mudie no ehun abayeden ehun aba mfaso amano. And most of these are these a year care jobs no, because our Ghana system no said and to me and children so bit to me abomodia aboa no to me I help out, and most of these things no Yakwa school, yakwa kusua those days ni yesua about winter, ni sa no snow, tonso Ghana snow bianto. Then the question is, what is the importance of my Ghana no as a nation, as a country? You kusua how a lazy shoe, name the part of a year friend say grasshopper, name the part of tilapia. Tilapia is also kinkin yedidi, bankuni yedidi. Ivan.
Right. So I think that is what you need to do because I think that there are millions of jobs I able to create in this country when I close my eyes, because when him that be America, a few ben a be roma uncocrafo na merwafo dim unkono mkwa na tifi amamfo kwa adwuma. So sa care sema ye can you don't need to go through rigorous nursing training. Because Ghana for no mumba you come here you find saying and care no don't about bed 90% and nurses so who have letter keke and now call hospital no ma trauma almost so yeah as an auxiliary person be a hospital but they come there because these are practical things and hano set up a facility better take care of these things. How many people and I to me offer job and at the end of the day there are some who be willing to pay and if they are not willing to pay time and now our jumam say no we can introduce an insurance package. So, in the future, we'll move to care home, a brow retirement because we fear for the way you are paid this amount. But by the time I be through honor, you will live there till you die. And in America and other places, they have some of these systems in place, and people who be taking care of them will get job to do. So, for me, when I sit down, sometimes, hey,
Ivan, say you didn't acquire which campy. Mammy for near the Mokugu, which company a boo
now you're more than my baby, and we are see a dream. Yeah, that's what which camp for Ghana. Which camp or Ghana? I recognize which camp. Mete say yes, you bubuno, but see, say and then you know quite we
wouldn't say a whole parliament a year a honorable sosu or the Akko parliament say yentrim ye be corner president centennial bill na we near pass near Obian was a Kufuadwa or see cathedral Yankupon one sign ebia John Mahama be no best sign there.
So it's Dr. Red is sad. So I think that no, your educational system, I think that I see your shame. Now you're making sure that this skill oriented practical way, you're finding say nipa no